So this week's podcast of the week, as we mentioned earlier, is the Blue Dwarf podcast. Over to you, Antony.
Yeah, well, I mentioned this a few weeks ago. Basically, it's a group of online RPG people who have been writing what is essentially a fan fiction story that they've been writing it for over 10 years, I think it is. All right. Now, each contributor creates a character, and then they take it in turns progressing the story using all the existing characters. And this story follows the sister ship to Red Dwarf and the Blue Dwarf. Right. Now, originally, within the story, when you're talking over 10 years ago, the original plot for the story was that the Blue Dwarf, sister ship of the Red Dwarf, it's been sent out to investigate the fate of what happened to the missing Red Dwarf. Yeah. Right. There's been so many twists and turns and changes in direction and developments to the story that seems almost irrelevant now. All right. It also means that it's been quite difficult to jump on board with as well.
Yeah.
All right. Now, back in May 2011, an event occurs within the story which makes for an ideal place to jump on board.
Yeah.
So with an easy jump on point within their story, what they've decided to do is start releasing the story that they've got so far as podcasts. Basically, it's just read by the community, the people that contribute to the story, reading it. And there's the odd episode that's got the odd guest. I think both myself and Ian have been signed up, although our episodes aren't actually out yet.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I've seen some of the stories come to me, and I've actually heard some of them that have been recorded and not released yet. The first half dozen are up on the feed. I'm really, really impressed with the story itself, the quality of the writing. At times, it just feels so much like Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
When I received the first one that they asked me to record, right, I could almost hear Chris Barry reading the story, like the audio books that he did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when I played it back, I sounded nothing like Chris Barry. For that moment, it
more like Kerry Shale.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, basically, if you're a fan of Red Dwarf and you like audio podcasts, which I'm going to assume most people listening are in that boat, I would say it's a must listen to. You might not like it, but it's certainly one you want to give a go.
Yeah.
And I'm so looking forward to where this actual story is going and finding out more, because at the moment we're doing backstory to what is this initial big event that is the jump on point.
Yeah.
We're just doing a bit of filler just to get you, so you know who the characters are and know where you are when this event occurs.
Okay.
Now, obviously, we're talking about back in early 2011, so there's plenty of story that's been written. There's plenty of people contributing to the recording of these, and so it should be a regular long-running podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, not to forget as well that it's not a closed group. If anybody wants to join in and help in the writing of the story, that's easy enough to do as well. It's a friendly enough community. So yeah, for the website, if you want to look at the website in its entirety and read some of the backstory and read some of the details and some of the characters and what have you, go to www.bluedwarf.co.uk.
Okay.
For the podcast, the easiest way to find it is to search iTunes. And if you search iTunes for just type in the words Blue Dwarf podcast, it came straight up. I found it straight away. For the URL feed, if you're not using iTunes, go to feeds.feedburner.com/Blue Dwarf. So it's FEEDS feedburner.com/Blue Dwarf, and that'll take you there. And I really, really recommend it. I'm really enjoying what I've heard so far. It's still early days. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy what's to come.
Yeah. They've still a few episodes on YouTube as well, haven't they?
They are from quite a while ago. If you look at how old the videos are, there's one that's done some computer-generated imagery of Starbug in battles and various ships from Red Dwarf. And yeah, I've included that video on the show notes as well.
Okay, how long are the episodes roughly?
The ones I've heard and the ones they've got up so far are ranging everywhere from 2 to 3 minutes up to 10-15. They're only short episodes. I think they're going to be released weekly, I believe.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking on iTunes now. There's currently 6 episodes up, starting on the 22nd of December.
Yeah, well, he uploaded. He didn't want just one single story. I think he uploaded about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 straight away.
Okay.
And just to basically have something for people to sink their ears into. That's not right.